Anne Arundel County Association of Realtors thanks you for your participation in this meeting. As a reminder, all association conferences, meetings, continuing education classes, or any other professional or social gathering must be conducted in full compliance with federal and state antitrust laws. Discussion on any topic suggesting an intent to restrict competition or fix prices is improper. These discussions and topics include individual company policies, pricing, business and customer strategies and practices, including commission amounts or splits. If inappropriate discussions occur at any association meeting, continuing education class, or any other professional or social gathering, all members present must openly disassociate themselves from such discussions. The instructor or chairman must make every effort to immediately end any such discussions. If such discussions occur at an informal or social gathering, please bring it to the immediate attention of the association staff.
All right, good morning. It is, oh my gosh, it's June 27th, and we're 1 week away from the 4th of July. We will not be having a session next week for the 4th. We hope everyone's out celebrating. And I want to welcome my two guests today. Sean O'Connor of the O'Connor Group, and Sean and his mother Kim have been partners for how long now, Sean?
Over 12 years.
Is it over? Oh, gosh.
It's crazy. Over 12 years. She's been in the business for over 30 years.
So yeah, I think I've known your mom 30 years. That's wild. Okay, yeah. And then our second guest speaker is Jessica Young Stewart. I want to thank you, Jess, for coming in and sharing. And the idea today is that, yes, we are competitors as realtors, but we also do better as colleagues. I mean, we help each other raise to a higher professional level when we act as colleagues. So they are openly sharing today on programs and touches that they do to their SOI. And I think it's important that we all schedule those. Let's start scheduling those for the fall and then into next year. I do want to read the AACAR disclaimer, and it is, please note that this program is being presented as an informational offering for our members. The views, opinions, and statements and materials shared by the presenters are theirs and theirs alone, and do not necessarily reflect those of Anne Arundel County Association of Realtors. Anne Arundel County Association of Realtors has not independently verified, reviewed, edited, or approved the content of this presentation and makes no representations or warranties regarding its accuracy. Participants are encouraged to use their own professional judgment and consult appropriate legal, financial broker, or other professional advisors as needed. Okay, with that said, we've got some people trying to get in, so let me admit. Okay, we've got good morning, Pam and Tim. Oh, good morning, Ann. Oh, good. And good morning, Ann. All right, so again, I think I was in the middle of the opening when some people popped on. So if you haven't met Sean O'Connor, it'll be a treat. We've known each other a dozen years. And Jess Young Stewart. So both will be sharing their ideas on what they do with their clients and how to stay in touch. And let's make this interactive. So ask questions. Jody, you're always really good about the chat. So if I miss something, if I've got mine on. All right. Well, that said, I think we were going to start with Jess. And we're going to talk about basically the W's. I love the W's. The who she invites, what she does, but the why. Actually, if you would start with the why. I love the why we all get out of bed in the morning. What's your why on this?
Okay. Hi, I'm Jess Young Stewart. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So I have a couple of whys for my client events. So number one, I do not ever want to be looked at as the realtor who took their commission check and ran. She sold us a house. We can't remember her name. We don't know how to get a hold of her. At this point, like most people that have been in for a while, most of my business is repeat and referral. And I think my client events have a lot to do with that because they are 100% a give and it's not an ask. Although I think we do benefit a lot from the client events. So number one, I want to stay in contact and I want to stay front of mind with my clients. Number two, I use my client events as a way to continue to build my database because they're fun and they're interactive and people bring friends and they bring family. So I'm growing my database through the client events. And the third why that I have for my events is we spend so much time working while the events are work, they bring me great joy. I really love to hang out and party and get together with my clients and do fun, bougie things that I get to write off on my taxes.
Well, there's honesty right there. Awesome.
So those are my whys. Do you want me to keep going?
I think you covered your whys, but I'd love you to keep going on the, well, you've told us who. Well, actually, you haven't. Tell us a little bit more about who you invite. Is it everyone, or do you take levels of clients, or?
Yeah, so I used to do these big sweeping events, and we would invite our entire database, and we would spend thousands of dollars on these events, and they would feel heavy and disjointed. So now I really do break my events down into who I think is going to benefit the most from the event and what groups of people I think are going to connect, and that has been a game changer. So I have my top 50, right? Database is about 600 names strong, but I have my top 50 people that I'm in regular communication with. I call that my VIP list. I have a special program for that we could talk about at another time. But in order to make your way on my VIP list, you've referred me 2 people in a year, or you're a cheerleader online for me, right? Those are my VIPs. So I look within that list and I decide, like my last fun event was a flower bar. And I invited the people on my list who I thought would appreciate the flower bar. So the guy who wants to go fishing every weekend is probably not worried about my flower bar and not going to appreciate that event. I'll do something for him later. But the moms in my group loved it. The event went on so long I had to put people out of my office. Like it was a slam dunk 10 out of 10. So I base the invite list off who I think is going to appreciate the event the most, but I make sure within the 3 events that I do each year that all of the different groups on my invite list get invited. I also encourage them, like I said, to bring a friend or a family member or someone else who I don't know. So that's the who.
Okay.
For 2026, I'm looking at 3 events. So we did our flower bar in the spring. 2 of the events are fun. One of the event is a value add. So flower bar in the spring. We just did an estate planning seminar where we partnered with an estate planning attorney who came out, and really the estate planning attorney was the star of the show. But that one we invited 45-year-old plus clients. Plus, we went out and invited members of the community. So we posted it at local libraries, we posted it on community Facebook pages. We had about 45 people turn out, and we got contact information for about 20 people that we did not previously market to. And it was no sales. I didn't talk about real estate at all. It was 100% the event, the estate planning attorney answering questions, making connections, talking about pitfalls and things that people run into. And then my third event of the year is going to be the holiday. Every year, this is my signature event. I do a poinsettia giveaway. Just some people do like their holiday pies. I'll let others talk about that, but I do poinsettias unless they have a cat. It's a Christmas cacti because poinsettias are poisonous to cats. And I do that as an in-home event. So I invite people into my house and they can come and pick up their poinsettia, and I have drinks and food and things like that. And it really is nice when you bring people into your own personal home because then they feel really connected to you. I am a little more particular about who I invite to that. I don't invite strangers to that one.
Okay.
I have 4 stages of my event planning, of my events. The planning, start that well in advance. You need a 9-week lead time on an event. We've learned this the hard way over and over again. So the planning, where I'm getting my vendors, my contacts, all the logistics behind that, and I designate that to a person other than me on my team, but you could do it yourself. Then the inviting, to me, the inviting is the most important part of your event. It's more important than the event because you're going to talk to 100 people, 20 of them are going to show up to your event, but you just talked to 100 of your clients. I cannot cold call people. If I don't have a reason to talk to you, it is very difficult for me to pick up the phone. So the events give me a reason to call my database and say, hey, how are you? Was thinking about you. I'm having a thing. I'd love for you to come. I know most of them are not going to come. Life is busy. I'm in that 40-year-old range, so my friends have kids and aging parents at the same time. They're probably not going to come, but I just talk to them. So I invite in 3 ways: video message, email, and phone call. If it's really formal, also add mail. And then, of course, the event itself, that's where you create the memories and you take the pictures and the video for the content, because after your event, you're still advertising. And then the post event, which is the follow up. It's either a thank you note or a phone call, and you're posting all that wonderful content to social. I'm just going to switch over and share with you. Can you guys see my video?
Yes.
This is the this was the flower bar event, and this is the content that we got from that event. And that's alcohol-free champagne in my hand, in case anyone's wondering, because I've made such a big deal about not drinking. But this is one of my most viewed videos on social media. So it was the event, the talking to my clients, the ones who came, the ones who didn't come. I partnered with a local vendor who I'm also soliciting for business to do the flower bar. That was Precious Petals in Severna Park, and or Peaceful Petals, excuse me. And then also the follow-up to the event. And you can see the comments, and it was one of my most viewed pieces of content. Let's see, maybe not one of my most viewed. It was very heavily viewed, 1,500 views. So 1,500 eyeballs on my business after the event from the content of the event. So that is what I have for you this morning.
That's amazing. And it looks like it would be bonding that your clients that didn't know each other would still bond
Oh, they absolutely
elbow
did.
to elbow making bouquets.
Intentionally. And I invited, so that one was very heavy military mom focused. So most of the people that you saw in that video clip were wives, moms of military, government, worked on Fort Meade. So that's why I had to throw them out of my office at around 8 o'clock, because they were having the best time. They were talking.
That's awesome. That's fabulous. Okay. All right, Sean. You know what I love about this is that
Jess stole all my notes and showed everyone all my notes.
actually that's not what I
Sorry.
love about it, Sean. What I
You
love
said you'd
about
go
it,
second.
and just so everyone knows, these two know each other. But so what I love about it is it's two completely different approaches to create and maintain your business. Okay, Sean.
Yes. So I'm not as organized as Jess because she took my notes. Now I don't have them, but we're more geared around fun events too. We do some formal things like where we do information based stuff that we give out, but most of our things are really just fun events. So our biggest one I would say is a pumpkin patch, and last year we did over 200 pumpkins, and part of them we deliver. And then part of them, I agree with Jess with the home thing. I actually put them in my front yard. I lay down straw all over my front yard, and we place the pumpkins out there, and we do the pumpkin patch where the families come, they bring the kids. We have a fire pit going for s'mores. We had a hot chocolate bar, and people come. And then the way that we really retain the information is we really share it online, but we did name tags. And that way people were more likely to talk to each other. And those people don't always like name tags, but I mean, it really worked out well. And also there were a lot of neighbors that drove by that saw it, that got out of their car and came up. We obviously invited all the neighborhood with flyers. So we did a flyer. And on the flyer, it says, come by, grab a pumpkin. And then we also had a carving contest with that. So people would post their pumpkins online and then tag our team with it. And people were putting up their own videos and their own clips from the pumpkin patch. And it was just a phenomenal time. And we had a couple local sponsors that were in the area that joined us. And it really wasn't more of a sales pitch, but like Jess said, it was fun. Everyone got to talk to each other. And I mean, that was probably one of our best turnouts that we had. Also in our neighborhood, we did a ice cream truck. So we have a community picnic, and we sponsored an ice cream truck for all the kids and the parents, of course, to come get ice cream. And it's just really, ours is more geared around fun, retentive things. We try to do about 200 people for the big events. And then we do a lot of Popeyes, and we like to break those into categories based off of kind of like Jess does, off the business. We have our A list, our B list. And then we try to go by and do Popeyes. 4th of July coming up, we'll do sparklers. I have to get out and start delivering those this weekend. Little handheld sparklers, little things like that. And then around Thanksgiving, so we try to do 4 a year. Around Thanksgiving, we do pies. And that one is really good because it's email based. We email people out. We let them know, hey, if you want to come get a pie, come by our office on this day, pick up a pie. And it's really quickly done. So people come in, they say hi because everyone's busy around that time. But who doesn't want a huge free, nice pie? So, and we ask them, just tell us if you want apple or pumpkin, and then come between, 5 and 7:30 and pick it up. And it's a steady flow of people. It works very, very well. And the why is just because we like to give back, and really, real estate. I mean, like it's very cliche to say, but clients turn into the friends, and it's very true, and it's a good way to stay in touch with people because we know that everyone's busy, and it's just a good way to try to just reach out and let people know that you're thinking about them, whether they can make it or not. They appreciate that. I mean, I get phone calls about the pumpkins to this day, like ahead of time, like, "Am I getting a pumpkin this year?" And it's like, "Of course, come on." So it's
They're
very good.
planning ahead. Yes. Do I need
They
to
are.
buy one, or are you going to gift me
Yeah.
one?
Do I need to buy one or I get a good one? And I partnered with Nightingale Farms with that one out of Davidsonville. So very, very nice pumpkin patch there.
Oh, that's awesome.
My dog just hit my table. Sorry.
One of your dogs. Yes. So, and I was going to share what my partner and I did for years. Well, the first couple of years we were business partners. We made holiday baskets and we delivered them. And that's when I was at Plaza, Sean, as I think before you, but we totally destroyed the conference rooms because there was glitter everywhere. So there was also, you made the baskets, they were pretty, but then you had cleanup and you had delivery. So after 2 years of doing that, we realized we were losing easily a week of business. Just the delivery time took a lot of time. And often we didn't get to see the client. So we would leave the basket on the step. We decided soon after both of us got very involved in volunteering. And we decided what we would do is we would make a financial gift in either the client's name or someone they chose to honor. And that's basically what the letter said. And what we found was, and this is what it said, I believe in giving back to the community in which my family enjoys a superb quality of life. It goes on. And this year I'll make a contribution in your honor or honoring someone you would choose. We never said how much the contribution is because we would set a financial amount aside and then we would divide it by the people that reached out to us. And after the first year of doing this, we realized, wait a minute, we need to narrow who we will send the money to because we had like 22. I think it was over 20 different organizations to send to. Well, that was hard to deal with. So we narrowed it down, and at the most we would have 4. And we tried, like we had Hospice of the Chesapeake, Toys for Tots, St. Jude's Children's Research, and that we felt that worked better. What happened that we didn't expect was, oh, I don't want to get emotional, but it was so wonderful. People would write back and say, you've inspired us. We're going to make a donation. And we had dozens of people that would do that. So it was a really wonderful touch. Felt good for them, and it was good for the community. And we didn't destroy the conference room any longer. So we were off the hate list of the cleaning crew. So
Well, since then we have destroyed the conference room,
have
and
you? You've
we did
taken that over?
we did one for the holidays this year. We had a guy called Santa Todd come in, and we did that for a VIP list. And Santa Todd donates all, and the reason we went with him is he donates all of his proceeds to the Golden Inn Rush, which is kids cancer research. And last year he was able to donate $28,000 from him going around and doing those kind of events for people. So I know other agents in the area use him as well, but he's phenomenal and he is very personable. But that again, that we spent a lot of time, probably 2 weeks worth of work, just getting ready to destroy the conference room for a day. So I get what you're saying, but absolutely, it's always nice when you have that extra little touch at the end and give back to the community.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I I love the flower idea. I think that's really creative, and I can't imagine anyone else is doing that. How did you come up with that idea, Jess?
No, it's not creative at all. I stole it from another realtor. So I would highly encourage,
Another colleague.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, I'm an open book. If you want the playbook to how I run my business, just call me. I'll give it to you. It's fine. I mean,
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
It's
communicate.
Sean.O'Connor@cbmove.com.
Sure,
Just send
I'll
that
send it
on
to you.
over, Jess.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I everything I do, I just look. So I have a couple of realtors that I follow on Instagram that are I feel like are a little aspirational to where I am. And when they do things I like, which the flower bar, a lady out of Florida she had a truck, a flower truck come out,
Oh,
which
wow.
Peaceful Petals will do. So I was like, oh, I want to do this. Now my business partner, who's my mom, just like Sean, I'm on a mother-daughter team. She's the one that reels me back in. And when we called and we got the pricing for the truck, she was like, yeah, we're not going to be able to afford this. So the company said, well, we can set up a little flower bar. I try to always use space that is free if I can. I've done really big ones in the past at venues that we've paid for. We did one at the Guinness Brewery when they first opened up, and that was really cool. We had a huge turnout. We also spent about $6,500 on that event, and it becomes it's not that they don't pay off because they do, but if we can accomplish the same thing and cut the budget down to a third, why would we not, right? So I take ideas that I see other people doing and I say, how can I make this fit our business? So the flower bar was one of those things. The event planning seminar, that costs virtually nothing because there's 2 points I want to make here. One, we use the Farmington Village Clubhouse, which my mom lives there, so we were able to get that for basically free. The attorney, who that's a business relationship, right? Obviously, he came out. That was just an investment of his time into developing future relationships for himself, so that didn't cost anything. We did cater using Gary's Grill, which is a fantastic catering
Yum.
resource
Yes.
in our area. And then our lender partner and our title partners helped us split the cost of it. So you want to be making sure that you're tapping your people that you're supporting all the time and sending them repeat business and say, hey, can you help with this? Right? Sometimes they can and sometimes they won't, but it's a way to do these events where you're not breaking the bank for each one.
Well, and the library is really they have a fabulous room to use. I'm supposed to be scheduling. I will be the beginning of the week. We're going to do our team is going to do two different ends. We're going to do first time buyer because my business partner, Harmony Campbell, is now into the second, maybe third generation, because her mother was also in business with her. So the children of her clients are now at buying age. So she wants to do a first time buyer. And I think we're going to do a reverse mortgage
Well,
because
that's genius.
because they're not, my grandmother lost her house in a reverse mortgage. I don't know. I was very young. Um, but so I've grown up thinking, oh my gosh, reverse mortgages are wicked, and they're not. They can be very appropriate and helpful. So I think the other one's going to be on reverse mortgages.
I played around with this idea, and this is an event. I wouldn't call it so much a client event, but a future client event. We get a lot of buyers that are not right now buyers like everybody else. They might not even be like this year buyers. They might be 12 to 24-month buyers out. And we've played around with doing some sort of community that nurtures these buyers with like maybe quarterly events or semi-annual events to keep them in our fold for 12 to 24 months. There's not too many people you meet that can't be made to be ready in 24 months, but we were looking at how do we streamline recurring events for this group of people that kind of guarantees you some future business 12, 24 months out without like putting them on the back burner, but without burning a lot of time while they improve their situation. I haven't like fully hashed that out, but that's an idea that I've been batting with for a while.
Well, in our case, there's an agent that I've worked with. Oh, I've known her for decades, and she really is at the end of her career, and she took out a reverse mortgage. Well, she is a champion on reverse mortgages. Probably going to have her be on a panel speaking to it because it is going to allow her to stay in her home, and she is thrilled. We actually have, we actually might have some mortgage folks on. You want to speak to that? Are you guys seeing reverse mortgage as something that would be good to advertise and invite clients to?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a few reverse mortgages and know enough, but they are a great product for the right person. They are not for everybody. Um,
Great.
uh, you know, they are somewhat expensive if, when you look at the scheme of things, but for the right situation, they are a savior, just like, especially given the expense of moving into a facility or whatever that next stage of your life might be. Even if the product's expensive, it's probably cheaper than looking at those options.
Yeah,
So,
and just it might be for your mother's clients.
yeah.
Yeah, her sphere tends to not be a candidate for that, but I do feel like we have a retirement crisis in our country. So I think the number of people that
Right.
I mean, I deal with seniors all the time that they just cannot, they don't have the ability to, right. So I do think there's a need for this information.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of the same things. We're very similar to Justice setup, where a lot of my people are buying their first home or their second home. Really, they're selling their first home or renting the first home out. But a lot of my mom clients are doing the same thing. It's the retirement area, and there's no housing, and there's a big thing coming for that.
Right.
That's tough. Well, it sounds like that could be a really interesting presentation for.
Yeah, me and Jess are going to put that together. She'll do the slides, and I'll just commentate.
I'll help you with your slide anytime.
There we go.
Melanie, I would really advertise that at the local libraries. We just went in, so my assistant Jennifer went around, and I try to offload all of this because I'm not organized. You said that, but I appear that way. But if you dig scratch the surface, it's really a mess. So I outsourced this, but my assistant took flyers around to the Pascal Senior Center in Glen Burnie and all of the local libraries, and every library except for one, and I don't remember which one it was, allowed us to put the flyers up. And we got calls from seniors off of those flyers. So I would highly recommend send somebody out to the libraries.
So they allow you to put it on they have a
board.
bulletin board?
Yeah.
Yep. And you ask them if they would put it up, and they say, okay, go for it. It was one library out of like 10.
An old school bulletin board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
That's where that client is looking. They're not.
That's true.
That's where they're looking.
We're going there to get information.
Anyone else have any thoughts they want to share or experiences? Questions?
I do have a question for the agents on this panel. All right, so let's say you're a newer real estate agent or just a couple of years of experience, and you're trying to scale your client events. You guys have done a bunch of these. What are some things that you did early on that you find to be like a complete waste of time or money or effort, and some other things that you wish that you had doubled down on earlier?
That's a good question.
Love those questions too.
Yeah. You want to go first, Jess? No, ladies first. I'm a gentleman.
Okay.
Hey, Tim, no laughing at that, okay? I heard that.
I used to do them all self setup, right? I did one in the parking lot of my office one time, and I invited 100 people, and I had to do all the setup, all the breakdown, all the individual vendors putting together. It was like throwing a wedding. It cost so much money and took so much time and effort, and it wasn't a good idea. Also, I've gotten really, really particular with my pop buys. So I used to do a lot of pop buys, and I still do some, but they are very tailored to the audience and they are high value. I feel like I've gotten to a point now where if my lawyer left a bag of candy on my step, I'd be like, are you all right? Is everything is everything okay? So I'm like, I've gotten away from the kind of really cheapy pop buys that don't mean anything, and I've gotten into very specific, particular pop buys for specific people.
No, that's pretty good. I can see that concern.
I would say the holiday party for us was one of the more expensive ones that we did. We had a good turnout and people mingled more, but the return on the value I don't think was as good as I would say the pumpkins is probably our highest one because of the amount of engagement we get. And I agree with Jess. We tailor it towards the person. So the sparklers that I talked about, we hand out. We only hand those out to people that have kids. I'm not going to a 50-year-old person that just bought a house without kids and saying, "Here's sparklers." So we do tailor it towards the person. And then we do whiskey for St. Patrick's Day, and I plan it by I make sure that they're home. I stop by, and then I have an Uber pick me up from all these houses one night a week because it just adds no because you're drinking with everyone. But no, but that's what I would say. I would say more of make sure that they're personally meeting the person. Tim, that to me is what it
Yeah.
is. They're seeing the people face to face rather than just leaving things on their doorstep if they don't know them and they don't have the repeat business. I think the interaction is the most important part, no matter what it is. But utilize free space because these events get very costly. Find lenders like Tim to sponsor some things.
I don't think Tim heard that. Oh, yeah, he did.
I
Yeah.
also wanted to add to when I was doing like my whole list, I'm doing 80 pop buys. You can't talk to 80 people like that would be all week, all month. So what I did start doing that helps a lot is if I'm doing a pop by, and which I don't go anymore if I can help it, to be honest with you. What I do is I send the team out to drop them off, and then I do a video, FaceTime video to send it to
Oh,
like each person that got one. Now that used to be more effective. I don't know what has happened in the last like 3 to 6 months. Everybody is now doing these videos that they're sending via BombBomb. I mean, my lenders are updating me via FaceTime or BombBomb videos. So I think people maybe be getting a little bit overwhelmed with that now. But a few years back, it was nice when they would get the video.
Yep.
Plus, I am always leery of people just showing up at my house. So I kind of feel like this is just my own personal philosophy. I don't want to run into you at your house because we are all solicited so much that your house is like your safe space where no one is soliciting you. So I want to get that Popeye on your step and out of there as quickly as possible, which I know is a little bit different philosophy, but this is just me
Yeah.
personally. I don't want anyone to be like, why is the realtor walking up my lawn right now? So I try to drop it and then I send the video. And then if they respond, that's a great opportunity to say, hey, Barb, how you doing? Do you want to grab coffee? I'd rather schedule an appointment and sit down and talk to you and just socialize than catch you while you're like taking out the trash or on your way to soccer practice.
I like that. I really like
Makes
that.
sense.
Wave at the Ring camera and say hi to everybody.
I'm leaving. Bye.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's totally fine. I mean, again, a lot of my clients are government. They're spooks. They like, why are you at my house? My clients, they take their house off Google Maps. You
See,
you
my
have to assess your
clients,
clientele.
yeah, my clients are more of like, come on in, bring a bottle with you, and you can spend the night. We have an air mattress.
Oh boy. And this is it speaks to my philosophy, or I think I stole this from somebody too. You're 1,000 people. That works perfectly for the people, which is why I could say you could take the whole playbook because your people that are the 100% right fit for you, they do want you to come in and sleep on the air mattress.
Yeah.
People that are the 100% right fit for my personality are like, is Jess's car broken down outside of the house? Does she need help? There's got to be some valid reason she's here.
What's the emergency?
That's good.
Yeah.
Tim,
And I think
did you
Tim just
get your
tell him
questions
the new agent. Sorry, go ahead, Mel.
No, I was just asking Tim, did he get everything answered?
Yeah,
He's
no, no,
speechless.
no.
It's
I
that
think
good.
yes, definitely. Because I think that, early on, there are things that you do that you wish you hadn't done. And I'm just, always curious what it is those things are. Because again, like Jess said, it's, there's everybody's client base is so different. What works for me will not work for, Sean, and certainly wouldn't work for Jessica. That's always interesting to hear what's working and what doesn't work.
I'll just say stay to yourself and do what works for your sphere. Just don't be someone that you're not, because there's enough business to go around for everybody.
The best advice I
Yeah.
got, if there's a new agent watching this, whether it's like now or on the video, there is an entire industry set up to prey off realtors and their income, right? And it's this slow drip of things that you can invest in. And then you look up and most of your profit is going right out the door in things that you're paying for. And I think that salespeople, self-included, are some of the easiest people to sell to in the world. We have a rule on my team. I can't even take the sales call because I'm going to buy it. Yeah, sure. Yes. We need another CRM or another whatever. So just when you're new, make the money before you spend too much of it. Don't be trying to do these elaborate, really expensive things. You can have freaking cheese and crackers that you asked your broker to pay for in your backyard and invite your 10 closest clients, and you're probably going to get some traction off that. So keep it scaled to the size of your business. And then as you grow, the cost of these events don't have to grow proportionately with your amount of business. You can still do them reasonably.
Well, like that.
And don't let your vendors off the hook, including your broker. My first event, my broker split it with me. It was a happy hour at Olive Tree. I had 25 people, and that really built my business, and my broker split the cost of that with me.
Yeah. Happy hours are a good one, especially when you get a lender or a title company to partner with you, or home inspection. Whoever you use, lean on them. But again, like Jess said, a famous philosopher once said, "You got to crawl before you ball." That's what Jess once told me in a text message. So, but it's true. You don't want to go out there in your first year and throw these happy hours for 100 people and then spend thousands of dollars and not have a business coming in. We've both been in the business for a long time, so we've built a large client base, and that's what we do as time is, afforded us.
When I stopped, I made a conscious decision for no reason other than my health to stop drinking. And it was a really, really good decision. It also challenged me on my client events because they were all just centered around alcohol. Like I just had an open bar and come and drink. And I was really worried, not that I won't do a happy hour now, I totally would. And I always have champagne and wine at my events. But I challenged myself to not center them around just alcohol. And I was worried that people wouldn't come. My events have gotten better because now I have to think through what can I do to entertain people for an hour and a half, 2 hours, other than just push drinks. So my events have leveled up since I stopped drinking, which is really, really cool for me. This is not a plug. Drink your wine. I don't care. I'm just saying that there are things that you can do that you would be surprised. And the people who come because they want to meet with you and want to see you and want to meet your other clients and want to build the flowers or whatever, or they want to see your home, it's a deeper connection than the people who are just coming to drink your 2 free beers.
Yeah.
I like that.
Hey Jess, can you speak to the lead up process? You said 9 weeks out, video, email, phone.
Okay.
You're not spending as much money sending snail mail. Kind of what has worked in that lead up to the event?
Yeah. So we say 9 weeks because my team is a chronic procrastinators. We're going to burn 3 of the 9 weeks. We're just going to just talk about it. We're going to say it over and over again. Nothing's going to happen. Around week 6, we're going to panic. We're going to say, oh my gosh,
Right.
we have this date. So the first thing you have to do, send out the invite with the date. Get the venue. Get the
Right.
venue. Send out the invite with the date. Once you send it out, it's out there. It's
Yep. Yep.
you need an SOP, which someone has helped me with, for what happens on what week, and you need a designated person to do it. I can't be that person. I'm not going to do it. So, about 6 weeks out, initial invite goes out. We usually do that via email.
Okay.
Around between week 5 and week 4, that's when I'm starting my first either calls or text messages. A lot of times it's just a text message at this point. We will do a Facebook invite and we'll invite the people that we're Facebook friends with. This is also a good reason, like if you have a client that you're not Facebook friends with, but you want to be, it's a good reason to go ahead and request them at this time. So now you've got the email, the text message, the Facebook invite around 3 weeks out. That's when I'm doing my calls. And that's like a chunk on my calendar. This isn't a perfect world. In the real world, I'm driving down the street going, I should call Barb right now and invite. But in a perfect world, it's a chunk on my calendar and I'm doing my prospecting. And these are my calls for today. I want to invite these 20 people to the event. They're probably not going to answer. Maybe they do. Maybe they call me back. But I'm doing my phone calls about 3 weeks out. Then you want to make sure if you're using like Eventbrite or something, it'll send out the automatic reminders for you. But if you're not, you want to make sure you do an email reminder each week leading up to the event and then the day before.
Yep.
I may have just written that down. Thank you, Jess.
I like
Yeah.
Eventbrite too, because they follow up and ask for photos, and people do upload the photos that go. We get a lot of photos that way.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. You need to designate somebody at your event to take pictures if you're not going to hire a photographer. And again, if we're being budget conscious, a good iPhone and someone who that's their job at the event is probably enough.
Yeah.
I hired a client of mine that does it for fun, and they asked them if they would be interested in doing it, and they were so ecstatic that I asked them to do it, and they loved it. And I mean, it was a
Such
good
a good idea.
Because I don't care if it's the perfect photo, but they came with he had like a professional lens, like he was all, he was into it, so it was perfect. He was very, very happy. And then we did,
Nice.
Sean, were you about to say something else?
just at the holiday party that we did, we had the Santa Todd, and we had him basically stationed there at the end to take photos with the kids, and then we could send it to them on their, however they wanted to get it. And it was a good way to grasp information because people brought their whole families when they came, grandparents, things like that. So got a lot of emails that way and phone numbers.
We did a Santa shoot, and that was fun. Just giggling little kids, and it was just wonderful.
Yeah.
It was fun. And it gave them the holiday photo. So the family walks away with the holiday photo.
They love it. Yeah.
I didn't do this, but I saw another agent in our market. I thought this was a great idea. She used her client event as a time to get some client testimonial. Now, I would not do this with everybody. I would do this with my like A1 day one clients that are going to do whatever you ask. You call them and say, hey, I need to drive to New York tonight. Don't ask any questions. And they would say, okay. Those are the clients that I would say, hey, can I grab a testimonial from you? They're already at the event. You can get the camera and do it there. One thing I have done at events, I haven't done this in a while, but I've done this at a couple events. It's how I started my Google reviews, because I didn't have any Google reviews for a very long time. And during COVID, I did a virtual paint and sip. That was a really good event. We probably had 35 people on, and I got an instructor and she got on and we did this virtual paint and sip. And I asked everybody, hey, thank you for coming to this event. If you're here, you love me. Would you mind giving me a Google review? And I sent the link out right after the event and instantly had like 30 Google reviews, like from zero. So that really put me on the map with Google.
Awesome.
Well, it's brilliant.
Okay. I think we've all learned a lot. I have 2 pages of scribbled notes here that I'll be looking at.
Me
So
too. Me too.
You do too, Jody. Okay. Any last comments? We've hit our time. I don't want to keep you longer. I know Saturdays are, well, somebody was asking me, are you busy this day? And I said, every day is a Monday for realtors, right? It's great. Yeah.
Friday. Maybe every day is a Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that sounds like more fun. Maybe I'll switch to that. Every day's a Friday. That's great. I want to thank everyone for attending. This will be posted on AACAR's, was it on their YouTube? Yeah, it'll be posted on AACAR's YouTube. So look forward to seeing you all again. Thank you very much, Jess. Thank you very much, Sean. Appreciate it. And thank you so much to my colleagues. Rachel, it's wonderful to see you. And gosh, it's not raining right now, so enjoy it.
Yeah.
And have a happy and safe 4th of July.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See you.
It was a pleasure.
Bye, everyone.
See you, Jess. It was nice.
Nice to see you. Bye-bye.